It'll be 1 to go this time by. Coming to the green, buddy, coming to the green. Let's go get him. Go, 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 go!
Get your motor running. Head out on the highway.
In the back, they will come up front for Nate.
Rishi Barron, WTVH. Jimmie, last year, what was your personal perspective on kind of the chaotic finish last season through your eyes?
Help me remember. I remember the 24 spinning.
Yeah.
I remember the 99 going off.
That's a good deal of it. All that, and then just being involved in it and trying to catch up and finishing third.
Heck, they were all in front of me, so I was saying thank you as I went by and went up a spot on the board. I really hated to see Jeff spin out, for the company and for him, how well he was running. And you get to the end of these races. It's funny being in the car to watch the intensity ramp up. The first third of the event, everybody's pretty reasonable with blocks and being considerate on track, and it gets a little more intense. And then from that last pit stop on, I mean, you'll have Bill Elliott run you through the grass to not let you by. I mean, everybody just fights for that space, and it just gets really intense. And you have to run so hard here to keep pace. Heavy braking zones that can get you in trouble, like turn 1. That you get to the end of the race, brake pedals long, pads are worn out, brakes aren't working the same. You can get yourself in trouble, and I think we saw a little bit of that last time.
Nate.
Nate Ryan, USA Today. Jimmie, it seems as if the early part of your racing career, you developed a kind of skill set that would help you on a road course, like running through the desert, running off-road, that kind of stuff. You mentioned that you've done well, obviously, in the sports car side, but why isn't that the skill set you developed there in the desert, doing the off-road stuff? Why isn't that translated so much to NASCAR?
Man, I don't know, and it's such a good question. I mean, you look at Jeff Gordon and Tony Stewart, two of the best course drivers out there, and they grew up on dirt ovals, running cars without bodies on them. So I don't know what it is that crosses over and that works, but through everything we've worked on to look at where speed may be and what I need to do, it's such a small difference that, as I said, after it totals up over the course of the event, you get back to start-finish line, there's a sizable margin, but to break down a corner and find something that I'm really doing wrong, it's not there. It's just a little everywhere. And the conclusion I've come up with is I just need to do it more often. And in off-road racing, it's really weird, and now it's more advanced and developed into similar to stock car racing or oval track racing. But the turns in off-road racing, when I was doing it, they didn't matter. You're more worried about getting over the bumps and obstacles. There's more time to be had going over those bumps than there was in the corners. And as technology's developed and they figured out how to make those trucks handle even better in a straight line, the corners became more important. And I think an off-road racer today has a better feel for the corners and what takes place and what I did. And for me, when I came into stock car racing, I had no idea what stagger was, wedge, track bar. I mean, I knew what compression and rebound were in shocks and spring rates, but for jumps, none of that other stuff even mattered. I didn't even know what it was. And it's why the ASA series did me so much justice, and especially Howie Leto, who was my crew chief up there. And he literally sat me down with these VHS tapes and a book from this guy named Duke Sutherland that walked me through the basics of stock car racing. And I remember it took me months to understand wedge, and he literally went in the office and took the little adjusters off the floor, that get the table level, and walked me through what wedge was and how it worked. And then it made sense. I'm like, oh, okay. So it just took me a while to understand stock car racing and really what makes the car work through the turns and how to do that stuff, because I was going straight and jumping stuff and in the air.
We'll come back down front. Raise your hand for Mike.
Chris Gill from The Leader. If you had to critique your team's performance on the road courses, either skill set or mechanically, where is that last little bit you need to go from challenger to contender?
I feel here we're very close. Sonoma still searching. I think we have all the tools. I know for a fact we have all the tools. Watch Jeff Gordon win and do what he does, and I'm sitting there with the same equipment. So it boils down to the skill set. I can say Chad isn't as confident as he should be on road courses, and I'm in the same boat. We're both kind of searching, And at the top level of racing like we are today, that little bit of indecision probably is what's hurting us. And that's why we were at Road Atlanta for 2 days after we won the Brickyard. We were there Monday, Tuesday, just trying to have more repetition and just do it more, make decisions, and me drive the car. Again, that's what this Busch or nationwide effort's all about, just repetition, because it's not something big. We have all the tools. It's just something small that's going to add up and be what we need.
Anything else for Jimmie? Anything else? Jimmie, thank you.
You got it. Thank you.